it's Mrs. Maths here with another exam paper solution for you. Today we are looking at the Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Paper 1 Question 6 from the 2019 paper. Don't forget to subscribe so you will be up to date with all of my new videos. I really hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, give it a big thumbs up. Let's make a start on question 6. This is an algebra style question. We are looking at an inequality and they're asking us to solve it and then show our solution on the number line below. So they're actually going to give us a number line to work on, and that is generally the way you're going to be given these types of questions. First thing we're going to do is we're going to have a quick look at the inequality itself, and we're going to work on that first. First thing we need to know is that x is an element of the real numbers, which means it is every number that exists. So it can be anything from it could be 0.5273, it could be a whole number like 4, it could be a negative number. That will be important when we go to draw our number line, but for the minute let's just work with this. So like anything, the minute you see brackets, you're going to multiply those out first. These are basic skills that you would have learned in first year, and they still apply even when you're doing your Leaving Cert. I'm going to multiply out this bracket. 2 needs to multiply into everything in here. So 2 by 3 is 6. 2 by minus x is minus 2x is less than 8. I now have all the multiplying out that I can do. I now need to say, right, I am solving, which means I want to find the value of x. I am going to put my x's on the left and my numbers on the right. And that is generally how I solve it. So I'm going to keep the minus 2x on the left hand side. I'm going to take that 6 and I'm going to bring it over to the right hand side. When the 6 crosses the bridge, it changes its operation. So it was a positive 6, it now becomes negative 6. Always tidy up, so I'm going to tidy up this calculation. I get minus 2x is less than 2. I need x on the left on its own, so that minus 2x needs to come over here. It's multiplying on the left. When it comes over to the right, it will do the opposite, which is divide. So we're going to have 2 divided by minus 2. I have a big red circle around my inequality because we reverse the inequality sign when you multiply or divide by a negative number. So we are dividing by minus 2 now. I need to actually turn that the opposite way. I need to reverse it. 2 divided by minus 2 gives me minus 1. So the solution to this inequality is that x is greater than minus 1. It's bigger than minus 1. Generally, you're going to be dividing most of the time by a negative number in these cases, but the rule works if you have to multiply as well. Moving on then to drawing the actual number line. So again, we need to remember that x is greater than minus 1. It is bigger. So it's going to be on the right hand side. We are moving up towards the right hand side of your inequality. First thing I always do with these is I get a different colour pen. So the number line on the exam paper is in black. So don't use a black pen. Use something else. Use a red pen. I have kind of a marker that I use. You can use a pencil, whatever it is. Just make sure that these markings can be seen and are very, very obvious on the number line. So what I've done is I've put a big open circle around minus 1. Because I know it's not equal to minus 1, it's just bigger than it. X could be any number that's bigger than minus 1. So what we do is we put a big circle around the number it starts at, and we literally draw a thick line from the edge of that circle all the way up until the end of our number line. Green line is basically covering every single number bigger than minus 1. This green line is telling us that x could be any single number in the whole wide world as long as it's bigger than minus 1. Looking at part B, they're asking us to solve for x here. This is an algebra style question. Take a second, have a look at the equation that you're given and try and make a decision on what's your first job. Where do you start? So if we have a look at it, when we're solving for x, where is x? It's actually in the power. It is not as easy just to keep x on the left and everything on the right. We have to remember our rules of indices here. Again, these are in your logbooks. Do not worry about learning them off. Make sure you're familiar with them. You know where they are in the logbook. You're using your logbook only for your rules of indices. Do not use your textbook. Use your logbooks all the time because that's what you have on the day of an exam. Make sure you understand the instruction that they are giving you. Understand how your indice or your power is moving when you rewrite it. So take some time to observe that and have a good look at that. Because the unknown is in the power, we work to make the base numbers the same. That x is trapped up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, right, can I take that 64 and can I make it fit the situation that I'm in? So can I deal with all indices now? Because that would make my life easier in terms of using my rules of indices. So we take 64 and we say, right, can I write 64 as 2 to the power of something? And yes, you can. 64 is the exact same as saying 2 to the power of 6. Now don't feel bad if you didn't know that off by heart or it didn't magically appear in your head. Get your calculator out. Start 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of 7, 2 to the power of 5 and just check, can you write 2 to the power of something to get 64? I'm going to rewrite my equation now. 2 to the power of 2x minus 1 equals 2 to the power of 6. Now that my equation is in my power, it's in my indices. Now that they are sitting on the exact same base or foundation, so they both have a base number of 2 or a foundation of 2, it means that the powers are kind of on a level playing field, I suppose. So what we are allowed to do is we're allowed to take the powers, 2x minus 1 equals 6, and solve those as their separate little equation. The only way we're allowed to do this is because they have the same base number. So I take 2x minus 1 equals 6 and I solve it like it's a normal linear equation. X is on the left, numbers on the right. And I solve it to get 7 over 2, or as a decimal 3.5. This was worth 15 marks, which is quite generous, I think, for this question. Again, you need to be familiar with solving equations that involves indices. So remember, get the base the same, bring it down and solve it like normal. That is question 6 from the 2019 Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Paper 1. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this with your friends if you found it helpful, and leave me a nice little comment if you thought this was a great video. Thanks for watching and I'll talk to you soon.